All right, and we are live, man. Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of the Winner's Diet Show. I'm your host, Project Mac, aka Max Solomon, or should I say Max Solomon, aka Project Mac. Either way, we here, man. Welcome back. As promised, we are live on a Wednesday. So yeah, man. Hope everybody's having a great week, bro. It's been a very hectic week. Got a lot of things going on. I got a big meeting on Friday. I'm not gonna say what it is, but you guys wish me luck. So there will be no show on Friday, and we'll make it up on Sunday. All right, but no show Friday. Um, but yeah, bro, it's beginning to look a lot like the holidays, man. It's beginning to feel a lot like the holidays just by it getting dark and everybody's just traveling, and it's just that time of the year again. Things slow down a little bit. Me, I'm not a very big fan of things slowing down, because 9 times out of 10 it affects my money, right? It affects my bottom line. So I'm not really a big fan of the holiday season. um we can get into the specifics as to why, especially for someone like me, I spend more money around this time. And not only that, I lose more money around this time. So this is not the best time really for service service-based businesses that operate in the luxury category, right? Because fitness training is a luxury. You really don't need it. And when your budget gets tight, it's usually the first thing to go, right? So when things are money's getting tight and expenses have to be cut, oh yeah, just best believe you will be the first one up out of there. So that is the downside of being a fitness trainer. But there are different ways that your money doesn't get affected due to the holiday season. So there is ways around it. You can set up your business model differently, so you don't have to fall into the business to consumer. You can go business to business, so another business is paying you. Excuse me. So you can go that route. So I mean, there's different ways of doing it. You can have a client that's a reoccurring client that just that you travel with. I never had the chance to do that, but that would have been fun. So there's different ways, but for me, my mine has been basically business to consumer. So you know, some days you're gonna take a hit, and that's okay. We just got to figure out ways around it, and that's why we are actively trying to change that situation. All right, but anyway, man, we got a great show today, man. We got a great show. Last week was, I think, Sunday. We had a show. Sunday was a great show. I forgot what we talked about. I think we talked about how to stay fit throughout the holiday season. So that was a good show. Hope you guys got some value from that. But today we're talking about Ozempic's explosion, or how Ozempic's explosion proves that body positivity was a lie. So we will be breaking that down towards the end of the show. So make sure you guys stick around for that. All right. And of course, we have to also do our first two segments. The first segment is the Fit Report, reporting on fitness news, things going on in the fitness industry. And then obviously we have the What the Fitness segment. We are reacting to different trendy viral fitness videos and obviously giving my input on that as well. So got a great show lined up today. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are going to go all the way in. You feel me? All right. All right. So, man, let's get to the first article that we have here. Let me pull this up real quick. All right. So, Americans are injecting themselves with unproven peptides. More Americans are turning to peptides for muscle building, skin rejuvenation, and try and live longer, even though the substances aren't FDA approved. Associated Press, more Americans are injecting themselves with unproven chemicals that are pitched as ways to build muscle, rejuvenate skin, and extend life. The latest example of of the nation's fascination with alternative therapies and wellness hacks. Behind the trend is the surging popularity of GL1P weight loss medication, a class of so called peptides approved to help users quickly shed pounds. But the peptides being promoted by influencers, celebrities, and wellness gurus are different. Many have never been approved for human use, and much of their support or purported evidence comes from studies in rats and other animals. Several peptides, such as BPC 157 and TB 500, are banned by international sports authorities as substances. None of them are proven, said Dr. Eric Topol, a research method expert and director of Scripps Research Translation Institute. None of them have gone through what would be considered adequate clinical trials, but nonetheless, many people are taking these. It's actually quite extraordinary. Those who've highlighted peptides' benefits include Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has built a national following among Americans who are deeply skeptical of health experts, pharmaceutical companies, and traditional medicine. For years, the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has been trying to crack down on the space, sending warning letters to clinics that promote the products and adding more than 2 dozen peptides to a list of ingredients that should not be made by specialty pharmacies that often custom mix the formulations. That approach may be coming to an end. Kennedy has vowed to end FDA's war on peptides and other alternative treatments that are embraced by many in his Make America Healthy Again movement. Some of Kennedy's friends and associates are among the biggest proponents, including self described biohacker and longevity expert Gary Brecka, who sells peptides, injectables, patches, and nasal sprays through his website for $350 to $600 each. In a May appearance on Brecka's podcast, Kennedy again promised to end the war at FDA on peptides, stem cells, psychedelics, and other fringe therapies. Okay, so here we are, man. We're now entering the era where PEDs are starting to become the norm, and not just for athletes or bodybuilders or men that are in big and prominent health positions, but mainly for the population, for the general population. You have like, y'all will be surprised how many regular people are taking testosterone, just Anavar, right? All these are all PED steroids, right? And now you have the peptide craze. Obviously, peptides have been around for a long time. Athletes taking them, bodybuilders, people in the fitness industry. It's nothing new out here, right? This is not something that's new. The only reason why it's getting all this publicity is because now you have the general population or the normies are now taking peptides. So now this is becoming a thing where the government is trying to crack down on all this stuff. They already want to ban TRT or at least put heavy regulations on it. Maybe not ban it, but they're going to put heavy regulations on it. And obviously you should, because everyone doesn't need to take TRT. We see so many young guys in their 20s hopping on TRT, which is crazy to me because your body, your body isn't even fully developed yet. That's for guys that have special conditions where their testosterone just is not at normal levels, right? Mainly for guys that are, just have hormonal imbalances, or old men, right? Guys in their 50s and 60s that, yeah, they might work out, but they need a little extra boost just to feel that, that manhood, right? Testosterone is a powerful thing, man, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna put heavier regulations on it and access to it. But I mean, these things have been here, man. The black market is real. It's not going nowhere. Like I'm pretty sure if I wanted some peptides, I can make some phone calls right now and go get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can make that happen. So, I mean, this is nothing new. It's only news now because the normies are catching on to it. Um, and look, man, my thing is this: you need to research what you're taking before you take it. Because I had a friend hit me the other day. He was talking about, hey, are peptides the new thing? I'm just like, bro, they've been around forever. Like y'all are just now catching on to it because this is not something that you guys are accustomed to. But me being in the fitness industry, I knew about peptides. I knew about, different other performance enhancement drugs. And peptides are another form of steroids, by the way. So people think steroids are this, this hard drug. No, it's anything that enhances your normal levels of testosterone or performance. So if I take testosterone, that's a form of steroids. If I take peptides to help with my recovery or help with my more muscle building, and more white blood cells, then that's a form of steroids. That's PEDs, right? That's a performance enhancement drug. So all these things, anything that gives you an edge over somebody else, that's natural, that is a form of steroids. That is a form of performance enhancement drugs, right? It's not that hard to differentiate, right? So, yeah, man, the regular population is catching on. Um, but I will say this as well, man. This is not an excuse. This is not an excuse to just neglect the foundation of, your habits. So even though you're taking peptides, even though you're taking testosterone, you still better be eating right, and you still better be in the gym, working out hard, because that is not peptides alone, testosterone alone, TRT alone, HRT alone is not going to get you the body that you want, right? I know plenty of guys that thought testosterone was going to be their Lord and Savior. Oh, as soon as I hop on TRT, I'm just going to gain all this muscle and feel great. And yeah, raw, feel like a man. Nope. They still ate like shit, still drank a lot of alcohol that was disrupting their natural hormones. And the TRT didn't work. And what y'all have to understand about this, man, some of these PEDs comes with side effects. So you have to really do your research. You got to do your research, man. Like, just because it sounds good, your favorite fitness influencer is taking TRT, he's taking peptides. That doesn't mean yo goofy ass goes and does it too. That doesn't mean you run and go do it because you saw, your favorite guy do it or your favorite fitness model do it, right? They may have done their research. They may have consulted with someone that's been doing it, and they may have gotten their blood work done. So y'all are trying to jump into something that you have no, idea of. You're jumping into a lane that you have no clue how it works. Like, first things first, if you want to take peptides or take TRT, HRT, number one is this: go get your blood work done. You need to go get your blood work done, because if your blood work is at normal levels, why the fuck do you need to take TRT? Why do you need to take peptides? There's no reason, right? TRT is going to disrupt your natural testosterone balance, right? So the moment you get off TRT, if you've been taking it for a long period of time and at a certain dosage, don't ask me what dosage because I'm not a doctor. You're going to have to be on TRT for the rest of your life. That's what they're not telling you. But they want you to go run and take TRT so you can get it, so you can go get a six pack and you can go get that girl that you want that don't want you, by the way. That's what they want you to do. They want you to go and run and take, go to my clinic, go get my TRT product off my website. I'm selling peptides on my website. You saw Gary Brecka selling peptides on his website for $350 to $600 a pop. This is not on accident, you guys. They want to sell you the illusion of this magic bottle. Normally comes in a bottle, but I know they got like sprays and things like that. But this natural bottle is going to be your Lord and Savior. This is how you get to the body that you want. All you got to do is spend about $500 a month or a pop. I see I see influencers on Twitter, Instagram promoting peptides to their followers and they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I saw a guy, he lost a lot of weight through taking peptides. It suppressed his hunger, so he wasn't eating enough. But I look at his before pictures and now, and yeah, he lost a lot of weight. I think he lost like 50 to 60 pounds, but he looks kind of malnourished. Like he looks sick. So even though you take peptides, you still got to be in the gym working hard, man. Like you still got to put your muscle on. Like you still got to eat right. You still got to lift weights. If you're not doing these things, your body's just not going to look right. So don't let them gas you up and sell you on the illusion of how peptides are going to be, the new thing, or how it's the hottest thing on the market, and make sure you get some so it can change your life and your body. Bro, that's not how it works, man. It's not how it works. They're going to lead you guys down a path that you cannot get out of. So before you hop, I'm not saying do not do peptides. I'm not saying that. But I'm not promoting doing peptides either. I promote, guys, be natural as long as you can. Be as natural as long as you can. It's okay to be natty. I know a lot of guys are walking around, on all these different drugs and they look great, but you're not seeing the other side of what they have to go through. They're just showing you on the surface level. So do your homework, do your research. If you're a young guy, you don't need to be on any of these things. Stay away from PEDs. You don't need it unless you have a certain condition. Be as natural as long as possible. There's nothing wrong with being natty. Don't let these guys on Instagram fool you to think that you need to, change your body. Your body isn't looking good enough. If you've been working hard in the gym, if you've been working hard, if you've been working your ass off and you've been consistent, do not let these people fool you and think you're not working hard enough. Don't let them fool you to think you're not working hard enough. You're doing just fine. Just continue on the path that you've been going on and you will be fine. So I'm all for, if you feel like you need an enhancement, cool, do that, but just do it smartly, right? Do your homework first and then get on it. Decide if it's the best option for you and then make your decision. But don't just do it because somebody was talking about it and, hey, this is the hottest thing on the market, and hey, this influencer is doing it and he's promoting it, and look, he has products on his website. Bro, they're going to lead you down a very, very difficult path that's going to be impossible to get out of. All right, man, let's move on to the next article here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right, so this article says the average American male is 27% body fat, and only 2% of men ever get below 15%. See what each level actually looks like. All right, few people know their true body fat percentage, and online charts are often inaccurate. fitness expert Jeff Nippard measured real people from 50% to 5% body fat using DEXA scans, the gold standard, and reveals how different levels affect energy, sleep, performance, and health, from daily fatigue at 45% to the sacrifices required for sub 10% leanness. You'll discover the trade-offs across the spectrum. Discover the ACM's recommended healthy ranges for men and women, plus why comfort and performance matter more than extreme leanness. All right. Listen, man. I've always said there's different ranges for both genders, right? Men and women. When it comes to body fat, men typically you need to be under 18%. Now, if you want to see an outline of your abdominals, you want to be at 15% or lower. Ladies, you should not be over 25%. 25% and under is your baseline. That is the healthy range. Anything over than that, you are setting yourself up for a range of things that you do not want to experience, right? You are going to be predisposed to things that are not going to be fun. And that can range from being pre-diabetic, having high cholesterol, high blood pressure, which can open up a variety of different diseases that you do not want to experience. So you guys have to really treat this thing very serious and take it very serious, man. They said 2% of Americans. What did it say? Hold on, let me see that again. It said, oh wow. So it said 2% of men ever get below 15% body fat. That is insane. But that shows you where the bar is, right? That shows you where we are right now. So body fat, I know body fat, everyone doesn't get their body fat, but you can literally go to your local nutrition shop and they'll have an InBody on there that you can pay. It's like $5 or less than that, really. And you can get your body fat checked up, but you need to know your body fat. I know everybody's obsessed with weight and how much I weigh, and yeah, that's cool. I understand that. But to me, body fat is more important. Body fat is more important because you can be 6 foot, 200 pounds, and somebody just on paper, right? You being 6 foot, 200 pounds on paper sounds like a lot until you realize he's at 10% body fat. Now it's a whole different conversation. That's why I don't really care too much. I care, but I don't care as much about weight as I do about body fat. Now, if he's 6 foot, 200 pounds at 25% body fat, okay, now we have a problem. Now we have an issue. So on paper, it could look a certain way, but once you actually get your body fat tested and you see and you get an idea, because you're never going to have the most accurate idea, right? It's never going to be crystal clear, but it will give you an idea of where you are. And that should be the litmus test to where you need to change your lifestyle, right? So these are all things that we can get done. These are all things that we have access to. So there's really no excuse as to why we can't get these things done. We can all get at 18% body fat as men. Like it's a lot, but at the same time, it's doable. We can all get there. Ladies, y'all can get to 25%. Most of it comes, look, I'll say this, man. Most of your body fat, it all comes down to what you eat and how much of it that you eat. It's that simple. You can literally change your body fat just by changing up your diet. On top of obviously on top of having a good workout routine, right? You need that. That's mandatory. Having a good workout routine to build muscle will decrease your body fat, but really just cleaning up your diet and really having a high protein diet will change a lot. The problem is we just eat too much, man. That's it's always going to come back to how much shit that we put in our mouth. It's always going to come back to that. How much food do you put in your mouth is going to determine your body fat and your body composition. It's that simple, So take these things serious, man. Like I know everyone tries to think that these things are not important. Everyone thinks that these things are not um, something that should be paid attention to, but the, man, knowing your body fat can really be a game changer. It can really make or break you. Because if you don't know what your body fat is, you can continue the same unhealthy lifestyle that you've been doing and have no idea. And then it gets to a point where something unfortunate will happen to your health. To now you're forced to change your body fat, right? You're forced to make decisions that will change your lifestyle. So you don't want to wait, man. You don't want to wait. You don't want to wait until things get bad. Like figure out what your body fat is and then make adjustments from there. That's it. All right, man. Let's move on to the next article here. I think we got one more here, right? Let me put this on. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? All right. So, who's a fan of Chick-fil-A? So, Chick-fil-A was dethroned as America's top fast food restaurant in 2024. After nearly a decade, Chick-fil-A, which announced in March it will be shifting away from the antibiotic-free chicken this year due to supply chain issues, dropped to number 3 in USA Today's reader-ranked survey. Okay, so Chick-fil-A was dethroned as a so I wonder who's number 1. Did we go through this? I think they said Taco Bell, right? Taco Bell. I don't know how it's not In-N-Out. I really don't understand how In-N-Out is not the number 1 fast food joint in all of America. I haven't had Whataburger. I know that's always going to be a debate. Whataburger, you know, people say Five Guys. I know Five Guys is expensive as hell, but Five Guys was in there. You got Fat Burger. If you're in LA, people gonna say Fat Burger. But I don't understand how In-N-Out is not the top dog, because every time I go to any In-N-Out in California, that line is wrapped around the corner, man. I don't see that at Wendy's. I don't see that at McDonald's. I don't see that at Jack in the Box, at Chick-fil-A, at Taco Bell. It's only In-N-Out. In-N-Out has the longest line I've ever seen, bro. Every single time. How is In-N-Out not the number 1 fast food joint in the world, really? Okay, obviously McDonald's is the number 1, right? But how is In-N-Out not the top joint in America? I don't understand it. Go to any In-N-Out parking lot right now. You're going to see a whole line wrapped around the fucking corner. And it's like that all freaking day. It's nonstop. Now, name me one fast food joint that has name me one fast food joint that does the exact same thing. I'll wait. You're not seeing that nowhere else. Chick-fil-A don't even have that. And Chick-fil-A has a long line, but it ain't like In-N-Out, bro. In-N-Out is a different beast. I haven't seen Whataburger. I'm not in the South. I haven't been to Texas. I've been to Texas, but I haven't had Whataburger. But any other fast food joint I've been to, that line was not looking like In-N-Out, man. That shit was looking different. So I don't know. Y'all tell me, man. What do you think is the best fast food joint? Me, I'm gonna stick with In-N-Out because I think it has the freshest burgers. Um, at fair prices. I know it's increased in prices over time. Over the years, it's gotten more expensive, but I'm sticking with In and Out, man. In and Out still to me the GOAT. So all right, let's move on to what the fitness. Okay, so let's move on. This man says it takes 10. Oh, hold on. Let me refresh this. So, cancer takes 10 to 30 years to develop. Type 2 diabetes, 5 to 10 years to develop. All right, let's take a look at what he says here.
When you talk about disease, you have to understand something that's very important. When you're talking about something like diabetes, type 2 diabetes, these conditions are not conditions that just come overnight. It takes time for these conditions to develop. So it's not that you ate something for one weekend or 2 weekends or 1 month or 2 months. Type 2 diabetes on average takes about 10 years, anywhere between 5 to 10 years to develop. From you being a healthy person to you developing prediabetes to you developing full blown diabetes, which is still at the end of the day high blood sugar. It's a metabolic condition. If you fix the eating, you will go back to normal blood sugar. But that's not the point. Cancer takes about 10 to 30 years to develop. 10 to 30 years from the time that the cells have the DNA has been detected as having a flaw to the time a tumor develops. Of course, this is not every single person on earth. We know that children are born with cancer sometimes, or they get it shortly after, but in general, 10 to 30 years. So, what that means is that we have a long time behaving a certain way. So, anytime someone says that nothing has happened to them. They went to the doctor and nothing has happened. You have to understand that just because you don't have the symptoms don't mean that you're not on the road. You may not be in Detroit, Michigan right now, but if you get on I-94 and you go east from Chicago, it may be 3.5, 4 hours away. But eventually you're going to arrive in Detroit because you're on I-94 and you're going east. That's how we're looking at sickness. So if someone is saying, hey, slow down on consuming this, slow down on consuming that, you may not have it right now, but you're on the road to it because these things take
Yep.
time. All I'm simply saying is that nothing happens overnight.
Yep.
These It's a progression, and you have a chance to change your road and get to a different destination, or at least hedge the bet. This is all I'm saying. But nobody gets sick overnight. It just doesn't happen that way typically. Don't forget to check out Dirty Roots Herbs.
Yeah, man. That's a fact. Compound interest. Compound interest. Nothing just happens overnight, just like he said. That's the absolute truth. Nobody gets in debt overnight. Nobody gets fat overnight. No one gets out of shape overnight. These are a culmination of just added habits over time. These are a culmination of bad habits added over time. So, and even I'm going to say this, I do believe cancer is natural. However, that doesn't mean cancer can't be man made. And I do believe that cancer can be man made. And, well, let me not go that route. But I do believe cancer can be man made, even though it's a natural disease, just like STDs can be man made, even though it's it's a natural disease, it's a natural infection. I do believe that these things, I believe everything can be man made. If we're being honest, so I wouldn't put it past these people to put these things on us, but that's besides the point. But what he's saying is the absolute truth, man. This is why it's important to really watch your habits, man. Track your habits. and understand what this shit can do to you. Understand the damage, understand the destruction of what food can do to you. Smoking, alcohol, drugs. Like, I don't understand how we are just so blind to reality at this point. Like, we've seen enough stories to know that, hey, if you keep going down this route, if you keep consuming this and making this part of your lifestyle, something bad is going to happen to you. I think we've seen enough stories to realize that consuming bad shit in your body is not going to end well. I just saw a post about Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter. Um, and not surprising, she was a coke addict, probably still is a coke addict, but she revealed that she had like a hole in her nose from snorting coke throughout the years, right? But it's kind of like, yo, you kind of knew something like this would happen. Like, what did you expect to happen if you continue to snort a product up your nose that can be fatal? Like, what did you think was going to happen to you? Did you think you were just going to be all good and all well and everything was just going to be okay? Like, I don't understand why we keep putting ourselves in these situations, man. You know, we eat fast food every single day. And in 3 years, we wonder how we gained 40 pounds. Smoking cigarettes every single day. You wonder why you got throat cancer by 50 or by 30. Like, it's, to me, the logic is just, it doesn't add up. Alcohol. You wonder why you need to replace your liver in your 40s and 50s. Like, these things do not register to us until something bad happens to us. It's insane to me. And we know this is not good, but yet we continue to do it. No discipline, no willpower, no love for oneself. We just do it because it feels good. It feels good in the moment, but you're gonna pay on the back end every single time. You're always gonna pay on the back end. You're always gonna pay on the back end. If I give you a credit card and you're just swiping, not paying back the balance, not paying it all in full every month, that interest is accruing and adding up. That balance is getting higher and higher. Before you know it, you're like, damn, how the fuck I got $10,000 worth of credit card damage? I only spent about 3,000. Interest. Interest. You not paying attention. The same thing can happen for your body because y'all don't take care of it. Oh, one burger won't kill me. Oh, one slice of pizza won't kill me. But then you do that shit every single day. One drink won't kill me. That drink turns into two. Two turns into three, and so on and so forth. And you look back up, your 20s have passed you by, your 30s have passed you by. You look in the mirror at 40, and you can't even recognize yourself. These are real situations, man. These are real situations. You're having knee problems, you're having back problems, you know, you're having problems performing daily, everyday tasks, like it's affecting your day to day. But we're not thinking about these things in the moment. We're just thinking about how good fast food makes me feel. We're thinking about how good drugs make us feel. We're not thinking about the repercussions. And why would we, right? Why kill the vibe? I don't want to hear about that right now. Ask me about, like, tell me about that later. Like, I'm right now, I'm occupied. I want to feel good. You're costing your health, man, for about 2 minutes of pleasure. Same thing about unprotected sex. You want to have unprotected sex with random people? Okay. HIV is rampant out here. If you guys aren't familiar with it, if you guys aren't known, oh yeah, HIV is rampant in San Francisco, Houston, Philadelphia, Louisiana, Las Vegas. Keep keep playing with the devil, man. Keep dancing with the devil. Keep dancing with the devil. One day he gonna follow you home. It's that simple. But we don't think about these things, man. We just think about how good it makes us feel in the moment. We got to get rid of destructive habits, man. And I'm not perfect. Hey, there's days where I have cheat meals, but it's not every fucking day, though. It's not every day. I'll have a cheat meal once, maybe twice a month. A meal, not a whole day. I think we need to separate that. I have a meal. I might have a burger and fries. I might have some chicken wings and fries. I might have a pizza. I had a pizza like 2 weeks ago, but I hadn't had a pizza in months prior to that. Because I'm so locked in on making my body operate at the highest level, function at the highest level, feel its best. I can't do that shoving pizzas down my fucking throat. Pause. I can't do it. I can't do it eating fried chicken. I can't do it. I can't do it drinking alcohol. I can't do it smoking weed. I can't do it, man. I love my health too much for myself, for me to put myself in a situation that's going to put me at a disadvantage. I love myself too much. I love myself too much to put my body through hell. I take care of my body. I treat my body well because I get one body. I only get one body. So why would I destroy my body? What sense does that make? How does that make any sense? God gave us one body, and I don't mean to be religious out here, but let's be honest. God gave us one body. So how would I look with this one thing that I need to cherish with my life? How would I look putting destructive things every single day that will set me back? What sense does that make? So we have to start looking at our body as something that is valuable, because a lot of us don't do that. A lot of us don't care about our body, to be honest with you. And the numbers prove it. We have the statistics to back it up. We can pull that up all day. We don't give a fuck about our body, which is crazy to me. But people only care, man, but when it's too late. They're only going to care when it's too late. That's the sad part. That's the sad reality of this whole situation. They're only going to care when it's too late. Or when they're so deep in the rabbit hole that it's damn near impossible to get out. It's still possible. There's always going to be a possibility. But what is the probability of you getting out? That's what you have to realize. That's what you have to understand. What is the probability of you fixing this issue? Anyway, man, let's move on to the next topic here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, please. Hit that subscribe button before we get into it. I think we got time for one more before we get to the main event. All right, this one kind of ties into what we were talking about. Let's see what he says here. Yeah, this one ties into what I was just talking about. He says, y'all are too old to not be liking vegetables, fruits, and water.
Too old to not be liking vegetables, fruit, and water. That's what the fuck I'm talking. You niggas be eating Dorito potato chips for dinner. Niggas out this bitch wake up and drink Sprite. What the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? Niggas don't even know what water is. Nigga, and when they drink water, niggas drink Dasani. The fuck? Niggas out this bitch, boy, the inside of your body smell like motor oil. Why the fuck you ain't eating good supplements, man? Water, fruits, and vegetables, man. I don't really like vegetables. I don't really like you. You tell me it ain't a green vegetable your motherfucking ass like? You don't eat no spinach? Bitch, you ain't never watched Popeye? You see what that shit do for you? You killing me. You don't eat no motherfucking fruit. Motherfucking private parts smell like the back of a Burger King. Y'all really don't be eating healthy. Don't be drinking water. Then as soon as you hit your motherfucking pinky toe on the bed, your goddamn shoulder hurt. How the fuck that even happened? Because you need water, bitch. Waking up out your sleep thirsty as shit, drinking Don Julio. Your goddamn liver feeling like cayenne pepper inside your body. Ain't about what you don't like, bitch. It's about what you need. And you wondering why every time you take a piss, it smell like rain out in that motherfucker. Because it's a fucking thunderstorm in your body, bitch. It's a hurricane. Fuck. Y'all too old.
Yeah. Y'all don't like green vegetables. Y'all don't like fruits. Y'all piss. Every time y'all piss, that shit is damn near, you know, is hella yellow. Like you dehydrated all the time. And these be the same people that say, oh man, fruits got hella sugar in it. But here they go, drinking a whole bottle of lemonade, drinking a whole bottle of orange soda. Don Julio, like he said, yeah. The contradiction is crazy with people, bro. Like it really is insane. Like we are so accustomed to just eating like children. You are a grown ass adult. Why are you waking up eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Why? Why are you waking up eating a sugary ass cereal to start your day? Grown ass adult eating Pop-Tarts. What sense? Like how? I don't understand this shit, bro. Going to lunch, eating Doritos and bologna sandwiches with hella mayo and mustard and fake ass bologna, fake ass meat, white bread. Like this is people's diets, man. This is how people really eat out here. It's insane to me. This is the shit we ate at 5 years old, at kindergarten. This is what our parents made us for lunch. This is how we got sent off to school, to grade school. But yet here you are, 35 years old, eating the same way as a kindergartner. How crazy do you feel? It's insane to me, man. Like people do not value their health whatsoever. It is scary. Don't drink no water. Wonder why they're always tired. Wonder why they're always fatigued. You know, wonder why they got brain fog. You're dehydrated. You don't drink any water. But you would rather down a whole bottle of Reposado, Don Julio, 1942. You like that stuff, right? You like that. But when it comes to drinking water, H2O, you're not a fan of it. Like we're too old to have this type of mindset, man. We're way too old. If you're in your 30s, man, even in your 20s, we are way too old to be thinking like this. It's crazy. It's insane. It is really wild out here, man. Arrested Development in full motion, on full display. On full display. Like no one ever taught you about fruits and vegetables, the food pyramid. Like we learned about the food pyramid in high school. No, in middle school. Or was it elementary? We learned about the food pyramid at a very young age. But I could tell some of y'all were asleep when that happened. It's insane, man. It is crazy out here. But hey, they're not going to learn until it's too late. Unfortunately. They will not learn until it is too late. High blood pressure. Yeah. You wonder why you have bad hygiene. Look at your diet. That's the reason why you have bad hygiene. The reason why your breath smell. The reason why, your girl don't want to get intimate with you. It's your hygiene, bro. You don't eat fruits. You don't eat vegetables. You don't drink water. You don't exercise. You know what I mean? Like you just your insides ain't right, man. It's just not right. So look, man, having a bad diet can can leak over into your everyday, day-to-day functions, from your hygiene to how you feel, how you smell. These are very important, man. People will notice this shit. So take care of your diet, drink some water, stop eating like a child, please. Eat a real breakfast like a grown adult, like a grown man. Eat a grown man breakfast. Steak and eggs, please, or something of that nature. Like just eat like you pay bills. All right, man. Let's get to the main event. Shout out to everybody here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're at the 50-minute mark. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in and tapped in so far. All right, man. The main event, we're here. Today we're talking about how Ozempic's explosion proves that body positivity was a lie, right? So this is basically exposing the lies and the propaganda of the culture, right? The culture has now contradicted themselves to the utmost degree, to the point now where it's just undeniable. Like their hands have been caught in the cookie jar. And we're going to break this down. So basically, for a decade, the last 10 years or so, America in particular has pushed this body positivity movement down our throats. You see it in ads, you see it on social media, you see it through companies. And all this was to have the self-acceptance, right? We want to feel good about ourselves despite how we look, right? And in doing so, this created a lot of industries. A lot of people made a lot of money off this. A lot of people felt good about their poor choices. But now in 2025, we are starting to see how all this was a lie. So let's break down the Ozempic statistics, right? If you guys don't know, Ozempic is a weight loss drug that has allowed many Americans for the last few years to lose a substantial amount of weight. So, I mean, we can pull up Chat GPT right here, as we can see. Let's just pull it up right quick. Give me 1 second. Just pull up these stats, as y'all can see. I hope y'all can see it. But as y'all can see right here, according to March 2025 survey by R&D Corporation, 11.8% of U.S. adults have ever used a GLP-1 medication, which includes Ozempic, for weight loss. In the same report, usage is highest among women. Keyword women, okay? And we'll get back to this, but women age 50 to 64. The Kaiser Family Foundation found 12% of U.S. adults say they have ever taken a GL1P drug, 6% currently taking one. Among adults diagnosed with diabetes, 43% report they have ever taken a GL1P drug. Let's see some more stats here. A study reported a 594% increase in monthly dispensing of GL1P receptors agonists, including Ozempic Wegovy, among adolescents and the young adults 12 to 25 years from 20 to 23. From 2020 to 2023. All right. So let's get back to this, man. So if you guys notice, women were the primary users of Ozempic. And let's rewind it back to the body positivity. Who were the primary audience and target audience of the body positivity movement? It was women. So on one end, they're saying, hey, guys, love your curves. Love the body that you're in. It doesn't matter how you look. But When Ozempic hits the scene, they are the primary users of it. So it's just a lot of contradiction going on here, and it makes one wonder, it was Ozempic or was body positivity really even a thing? Did it really even was it really even as real as they claim it was? And you start to wonder, right? You start to really wonder, and it starts to put things into perspective. And you start to see the real motive as to why this was even around in the first place, right? A lot of it was marketed as self-love, but we really know that it was often disguised as avoidance, denial, delusion, right? Heavy on the delusion part. And it encouraged people to stay comfortable with being mediocre. It encouraged people to be comfortable with just having an unhealthy lifestyle. And what it did was it really became basically a defense against accountability. Anytime you held people accountable for their weight or their bad choices, you were demonized. You were the bad guy, right? So this made people feel comfortable with having a don't judge me type of attitude, or now they're saying you're fat shaming and you're fat phobic, and this guy, he's just a cancer, and you know he's the bad guy, when all we really wanted was people to just get in shape. That's it. Hey, this is unacceptable behavior. Why are we stuffing all this food down our body and making it seem like it's okay? That's all we're saying, right? But once you start to see influencers and companies make money off this stuff, it's going to be very hard to go against this message. It's going to be very hard to go against the grain, because now you're talking about millions, maybe even billions of dollars. And you got social media platforms promoting this. You have advertising. You have, Hollywood promoting this. You're seeing more plus size women in big roles now, when that was never the case, right? Why was I? Where did Amy Schumer come from? Where did Lizzo come from? Like, where did Gabby Sidibe come from? Like, why are all these plus size people being pushed in the forefront? Like, the term sex sales was for a reason, but everybody wanted to have a change of heart. This was going in a different direction. The business was going in a different direction, and as you can see, this really hurt Hollywood down the line. But we're not. That's a whole different story. We're not going to get into that. But the main message here, man, is body positivity was not meant to empower you. It was really just to make money off you. Prime example. Let me pull this up real quick. So we have a picture here of, on the left, the white woman here, Amy Schumer, who is not a very funny comedian, but again, she was pushed in the forefront as really the face of body positivity, along with plus size artist, singer Lizzo. Again, another body positivity figurehead that Hollywood used to promote and push their agenda. And as you can see, man, many years, people made fun of Lizzo, and they made fun of Amy Schumer, but their stance has always been, hey, I love my body, I love the curves, I love the skin I'm in. But guess what? It's funny, when as soon as a weight loss drug hits the streets that can make you lose weight and change your whole physical appearance, they were the first ones to jump on. Funny how that works. So if you were so concerned about how you looked, or if you were so confident about how you looked, if you were so, empowered about being a plus size figure, why lose the weight? But here's what they're not telling you. What they're not telling you is how they would feel while being overweight. So it's one thing to say, yeah, I love the skin I'm in, but deep down they know they're feeling shitty, right? Internally. Because one thing that you cannot fake is how you feel when you have clogged arteries, when you have so much weight being pushed down on your joints, and it's affecting your hormone, it's affecting your hormonal levels, right? It's affecting your mood. They're not telling you that part. They're keeping that part out because they have a product and they have an agenda. They have a message to promote to you to make money off of you. But they're not talking about the low energy. They're not talking about how their confidence is low, despite them saying they're confident. We know that's bullshit. Anytime someone convinces you heavily of something, 9 times out of 10, the opposite is true. So if somebody goes around saying, "Oh yeah, I'm so confident, I'm so this, I'm so that," 9 times out of 10, the opposite is more than likely true, right? And on top of that, they've seen a massive decline in their health. You know what I mean? High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol. These are all things that they're not telling you about, but they want you guys to be mediocre, fat, and weak, and just go with the program for a couple dollars. But as soon as that Ozempic gave them an out, oh, they're gonna run with that ASAP. They're taking that deal, So it really just gave them an escape from accountability, and that's what Ozempic did. It was never a solution, So listen, man. The moral of the story is this: everybody wants to feel good, everybody wants to be in shape, everybody wants to have a great body, right? And Ozempic proved that. Ozempic proved it. Ozempic proved that body positivity was a lie. Nobody wants to walk around here fat as fuck. I'm sorry. I don't know who told you this. I don't know who told you that this was empowering, but they lied to you. They lied to you because they're not telling you the full story. And a lot of people just like to be not held accountable, right? A lot of people just like to be delusional and stand on their bad decisions. And good. You can do that, right? Cool. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But you're not going to convince me, someone that has a functioning brain, that being fat is okay. I'm just not going to be cool with that. So, and that's what they want you to be okay with. But now you're seeing that lie slowly come down. I don't see too many body positivity ads anymore, or billboards or messages on social media. I don't see too many of that no more. You'll see it here and there, but it's not heavily pushed as it used to be. Everybody's going back to skinny. Everybody's going to revert back to their natural way of wanting to look. It's just human nature. Humans are not meant to be fat pigs, man. A pig weighs more than the average human. Or excuse me, a human weighs more than the average pig now. That's how far off we've gotten. We're not meant to weigh more than pigs, but we do weigh more than pigs. That's a problem. So, listen, man, great show today. That's been today's show. Shout out to everybody that's been in here supporting. Um, Again, no show on Friday. We'll be back on Sunday night as usual. So, look out for that. But you guys have a great rest of y'all week. I will see you guys on Sunday, man. Peace.